I would have absolutely no hesitation in recommending Brand Satellite. I think the combination of personal service, value for money, quality is unrivaled, and I absolutely would recommend any early stage business and more mature businesses to contact Giles and to see what they can do to help. Hi, I'm Chris Trigg. I'm the co-founder and managing director of OnGen. OnGen's a software and consultancy business in the renewable energy sector. We help really any energy consumer understand how they can generate their own renewable power and heat from natural sources like the sun, the wind, the ground, and the air. The situation we found ourselves before we joined the brand creation process was we were still an early stage and still consider ourselves an early stage business. So whilst we had some very good ideas about the target markets that we were hoping to exploit, we hadn't fully appreciated just exactly how to reach those markets and how valuable and how important the brand is in that process. When we were looking to solve this problem, we approached a number of different agencies and spoke to industry contacts. I've been in the industry for quite some time, particularly in the energy sector. We spoke to Scottish Enterprise for some suggestions about folk who work in Scotland in the ecosystem that they support. We spoke to the Royal Bank of Scotland, part of the accelerator that they run, and they recommended that we spoke to Brand Satellite and Giles Etherington, who, as it happens, I'd worked with and come across previously in another organization. Brand Satellite had done a fantastic job with the other organization that I worked with. So whilst I hadn't worked directly with Giles, I spoke to some of the folks some of my previous colleagues, and they'd recommended the work that Giles had done, both in terms of quality, but also value for money. The fact that Giles is relatively local is also a big help, and he's got a certain amount of domain experience. It wasn't, we weren't having to explain the business to him fresh. He understood the energy industry and has worked with and does work with businesses in this sector, which is always helpful. I guess there were three things that we really found valuable in the brand creation process. I think for me, the first and almost the most important was actually bringing the team into the process. So we're still a relatively young company. We've got a team of about 11 people in OnGen currently, and bringing their thoughts into the process was really valuable, because I think up until now, the brand had been developed by me and my thoughts. So it really made us sort of think about what kind of business is OnGen and what kind of customers are we trying to attract. One of probably the second thing as a lead on to that is the creation of customer personas. And that's something that we still use today, understanding when we're speaking to people at events or potential customers, understanding what are their needs, why does our service make their lives easier. I think that's been really important, and it's been an enduring part of how we speak to customers and potential customers. The third thing is the finished product. We were really happy with the website, and we've had lots and lots of very complimentary messages from customers and investors about how clear the messaging is. I think previously our website didn't really explain what does OnGen stand for and what are the services that we're offering. What surprised me most about the process, I think, was it was actually quite enjoyable. And it was quite a nice way just to take a step back, because I think when you're setting a business up, when you're trying to grow a business quickly, sometimes you lose sight of why you're doing something. And so kind of taking that sort of helicopter view to say, well, we can build X, Y, and Z, but is there a market out there? And again, going back to understanding how does that make someone's job easier or more efficient or more cost effective? I think that was a really useful exercise, and it's something I come back to, and particularly when talking to the team about just taking a step back and understanding, you know, when someone looks at OnGen, you know, what do they see? We talk a lot about the technical challenges that customers face, and we understand how our services work, but we need to look at it from the perspective of the customer. And I think that's been quite helpful, particularly from a sales perspective. You know, we've managed to win a whole plethora of new customers in different sectors. Again, making the message very clear why OnGen services make life easier for people who are looking at on-site renewables and energy efficiency advice and finding green energy contracts. The branding on the website, the website design makes it very clear what services we offer. And I think we were quite focused on a particular niche prior to the brand creation exercise. We've now reached a broader market. We've been working with Brand Satellite on an ongoing basis now since the brand creation piece, because you know the amount of knowledge that Giles has of the business, he really understands our target market. He understands our culture. He's a very likable chap. It's an easy conversation to have. I mean, working with smaller businesses, I think it can have a benefit in terms of cost effectiveness, because we're always watching our budget, but it's more the quality. It comes back to hopefully how our customers see us. It's value for money, and that's really why working with Giles and Brand Satellite has been an enduring relationship, because it constantly remains good value for money. The market is far more competitive than it was previously, and budgets are squeezed. So having a clear message and a clear brand is absolutely vital.